Welcome to the NBC One-to-One Laptop Program video. The goals of our presentation are to explain why NBC has chosen this endeavor and then how we will implement it. Two is to prepare the students for the activities that we're going to use to get them ready to use their Chrome or MacBook throughout the year. What we would like of parents and students while they're using the one-to-one device. And finally, to be able to send the MacBook, Chromebook home so students and parents can start familiarizing themselves with the technology that's provided for them. So you may be asking yourself, what is one-to-one? Well, North Bend Central will provide students with either a Chromebook or a MacBook computer for the use at school and at home. The one-to-one laptop program provides this mobile computing device and the wireless technology here at school for all students here at NBC. The goal is that it will enhance the delivery of education and help individualize instruction for each student. The world is changing. Technology is part of our day-to-day life. Whether we go to McDonald's and order a meal or we go to the doctor's office, technology is at the forefront of how we live. So a mission here at North Bend Central is to prepare our students for the future. And to do that, we feel technology needs to be embedded in the classrooms. And research has shown that one-to-one computing increases student success. So that's another reason NBC has went to the one-to-one initiative. So where are we at in the one-to-one process? We started about 3 years ago with a pilot program in our middle school with 6th and 7th grade students. We sent Chromebooks home, and the program was very successful. Last year, we expanded and we distributed all the Chrome and MacBooks from our carts that used to roll around the school building, and we sent those home with students. And again, we're very pleased with our results. This year, we're expanding even further. This year, every student at NBC, elementary, middle school, and high school will have a device. At the elementary, those devices are iPads and Chromebooks, and they will not go home with students. But middle school will have Chromebooks again, and all of our high school students will have MacBooks that they will take home every night and bring every day charged, ready to go. Throughout the last 3 years, we have spent a number of days in our in-service devoted to technology training with our staff. We have also invested in Canvas. Canvas is a learning management system, but you can kind of think of it as a digital classroom. It's where students go for lessons, assignments, and content. It's where they can interact with their teachers and their classmates, submit work, take quizzes, and track their progress. Student expectations. What we hope from the students each and every day. The first one is to make sure they take their device home and charge it overnight. We don't have charging for all 350 students, so we need to make sure that they come to school with their device charged. Know where their device is at all times and keep it safe. So don't take your device and leave it in an unlocked car or leave it laying in the hallway. Make sure you know where your device is at all times. Ask for assistance when needed. If you have a problem with your machine, make sure you ask somebody in the technology department. We don't want little problems to become big problems because we don't take care of them right away. Understand Canvas, Infinite Campus, and Google Suites. These are all items that teachers will be using throughout the school year. And don't be afraid to try new things. That's the fun of technology, is to try new things and see how they work to make our educational process better. Like I said earlier, we will be doing some training for students for the one-to-one program to just get them used to their machine and the expectations that we have of it. So the training stations that we'll be going through is the first one is machine care, charging, storage, ethics of their machine. The next one is just the programs that we would want them to use. Infinite Campus, Google Suites, Canvas, along with some other ones that might be helpful for them. Setup of Canvas, how to set up your notifications, how you can see your grading when things have been graded, and then just best practices for students in Canvas, how they can utilize it best. Things for both the students and parents to know. The laptops are not the student's personal property. The laptop belongs to North Bend Central Public Schools, and it's just loaned to the students throughout the school year. So we encourage parents to check out the content of the machines at any time, whether it be while the student is working on a homework assignment in Canvas, or if they're just looking at a YouTube video. We encourage parents to take a look and see what students are doing on their laptop machines. The school staff throughout the school day will be monitoring the students on their laptops using a couple different programs. One is GoGuardian, the other one is Dino. These programs are what they consider a lockdown browser. So as a teacher is presenting material, they'll go to these programs and lock the screen so students cannot manipulate away from them. So the screen will be stagnant and show the students what the teacher intends them to see. Students will also be filtered through the school filtering system. And this filter will also work at home. So whether they're at school or at home, hopefully we can minimize the content that we don't want them to see. So what are we asking of parents? Number one is the same as what we're asking for students. It's just make sure the kiddos have their device charged each and every night so they come to school fully charged and 100% ready to go. Number two, have a conversation about expectations in the home. We're providing the device each and every night for students to take home. What as a parent would you like to see? Are you going to allow your student to take it to their bedroom and work on homework, or maybe they have to sit at the kitchen table and work on homework? When they're done with their work, are they allowed to have free screen time? And if so, how long? Just have those conversations with your kiddos to help prepare you and your home for the one-to-one initiative. The third one is feel free to check your students' assignments on Canvas and their grades on Infinite Campus. And number four, for them to take the machines home, we need you to provide the necessary documentation and coverage protection for students to take the machine home each and every night. Okay, the paperwork required to take the machines home. The first is the acceptable use policy, and that's just an agreement of how you will use the machine and how you would take care of the machine. The insurance agreement, which we'll talk about next, gives you options of how you will make sure that the machine will be taken care of financially if something would happen to break. The computer loan agreement is just an agreement saying that this is the school's property that we are allowing you to take out of the building. And then the waiver of understanding for the Karen Haase presentation and the one-to-one rollout video, which you are watching now. The North Bend Central Damage Cooperative. It's like taking a small insurance policy out on your student's machine through the school. For students grades 6 through 8 who have Chromebooks, it's $25. For students 9 through 12 who have the MacBooks, it's $40 per participating student. The fee is valid for 1 school year, and it covers all accidental incidences. Like if a student is walking down the hallway and they accidentally drop their computer and the screen cracks, that is covered. It does not cover willful acts. So if a student is mad at somebody and takes their MacBook or their Chromebook and throws it on the ground, those are not covered. The protection coverage is 100% for the first incident and 75% for the second incident. Third or more incidents is the sole responsibility of the student or the parent. And this is a 24/7 policy. So if the incident happens at 8 o'clock in the morning, it's covered. If it happens at 8 o'clock at night, it's also covered under the damage cooperative policy. The second option is self-coverage. If a parent chooses to self-insure, they just need to provide the school with a copy of their homeowner's policy. This would need to take place prior to the student taking the machine home. Should damage occur, an invoice would be provided by the NBC technology staff. Once the invoice is received by the parent, it's up to them how they handle it, whether they turn it over to their homeowner policy, which with high deductibles, that might be highly unlikely, or just pay out of pocket. You're self-covering, so it's up to the parent how they want to handle that situation. The invoice would need to be paid prior to the student receiving their Chromebook or MacBook back. The school will do everything they can to provide the student with a loaner machine until the original machine is fixed and back into the student's hands. The third option is if you don't want to participate in the program. Maybe as a parent you feel that you don't want your student to have a laptop coming home every night. Or maybe your student has a home machine that you feel more comfortable for them using. That's fine. The school will still provide your student a machine during the school day. They will come in the morning and check it out in the media center, and then every day after school, check it back in. Our media center specialists will make sure it's charged for them when they come the next day. The machine may not go home for any reason, but students will have to work with the teachers to get those online assignments completed. NBC may have some older machines that they would check out, like a library book for overnight use if needed throughout the school year. Once the agreements are signed and the insurance options are covered, students maybe take their machines home. So sixth graders at the ice cream social orientation will be able to pick up their machines, and grades 7 through 12 will get their machines at registration on August 12th, granted all of the paperwork is signed and the insurance option covered. We also invite all parents back on August 29th for a KSB law presentation at 6 o'clock. Students will hear the presentation during the school day, and the representative from KSB Law, Karen Haase, will be around that evening for a presentation. KSB Law partners with schools in teaching digital citizenship. They've spoken to dozens of schools and thousands of students, staff, and parents about using technology responsibly. Their sessions include the legal issues that relate to digital citizenship, including cyberbullying, sexting, and internet safety. KSB Law does a wonderful job of teaching students and parents the do's and don'ts of technology. After the presentation and after you leave tonight, we hope that you go home and you get familiar with your machines and maybe even set some family norms, especially if this is the first time that you've had a digital device in the house that your student has as their own. Maybe set some family norms of what the expectations are. Should you have questions about one-to-one, please do not hesitate to call or email me. I'm available at school any day, 402-652-3268, or email bpeterson@nbtigers.org. Thanks for watching.